YouTube family. It's been a little minute, but I'm here. I'm recording this on the flower full moon that is in Scorpio, though the message may be timeless. I haven't done a reading in a while because I haven't been feeling called to, but this energy feels very potent. It feels very potent, and it feels very powerful and very magical. And I don't know, something about the month of May is always so transformative and magical. My birthday's this month, y'all. Taurus gang. Welcome to PeaceOfRen, where we drop gems and we speak for them. But yeah, May 18th. So you know, it's May 1st. We're in another new month. You know, more new beginnings, opportunities for new alignment and to choose peace and joy. And you know, with the full moons, is always a good time to release and let go. And there's been a lot of energy around grief, also a lot of energy around cycles. I've had something coming up for me where these particular subjects, topics, themes, I was dealing with them when I lived in North Carolina, and that was from like 2017 to 2021, so 4 years. But that was, excuse me, it's been almost 5 years since I've been in North Carolina. So 4 or 5 year cycles could be significant. Okay. And I was gonna say, when I said 4, this could have to do with like foundation, things around the home. A body is the temple, so you know, how you feel like at home within yourself. I don't know. So we're just gonna see what wants to come through today. There's just a lot of emotions. I don't even want to say too much because I just want to see what's going on. So let's see, you know, angels, archangels, ancestors, and spirit guides connected to us in unconditional love and light, wanting to see us walk our highest path for the greatest good. What is it? What's in store for the month of May or for this flower full moon? Because that's really what the emphasis is, okay? Y'all know Scorpio is like deeply transformative. Like if it's something way, way, way under the surface, we're going to find it, okay? 10 of Swords. So when I was shuffling this, I actually kept seeing it in the upright. So the fact that how it came out was actually in the reverse is like, okay, yeah, because these are those things, whatever it was that those cycles, whatever it was that you were going through in those periods, these are issues that are finally being resolved. Whatever was hidden underneath the surface, these are things that are finally coming up to come out, okay, to be healed, okay. All right, y'all, just the talking. Yeah, 10 of Cups and the 6 of Pentacles in reverse. These could be wounds around family, reciprocity, emotional fulfillment, betrayal, situations and times where your energy was not reciprocated, where you gave way more than you received. People took way more than they gave back to you. Those are the kinds of cycles and healing that is coming up to the surface. That's what's I'm hearing. That's what's being cleansed out. Okay, okay, hold on now. We're not, there's a lot of stuff going on here. Okay, we're not gonna take all those. Everybody calm down. And I'm hearing it's not fair. So there could be some inner child themes. There's just been a lot of grief going on. I've been grieving those old past versions of myself, and just, yeah, Knight of Pentacles. And now there is something tangible that is coming from this, healing. These seeds, I'm noticing this King of Pentacles at the top of the deck. These seeds being planted. And notice, you know, April showers bring May flowers. So flowers, we're in the flower moon. This is like a harvest. Things are starting to blossom and grow. This healing is, wow, for some of y'all, this healing is bringing money, okay? This healing is bringing, because it's like what's rightfully owed to you. It's moving very slow though. I'm noticing the horse. I know it's a knight, but I'll also remember, you know, we're in the year of the fire horse. But the Knight of Pentacles, I think, is the slowest moving knight of the deck. Really taking time. And you know, that could be a theme as well, because as you are working through these things, like, it has really taken you some time to get here, because it's easier to see the things that are like on the top layer of the surface, right? Or the bigger things. But these are like the dust bunnies in the corner of the closet underneath the bed. These are like, and they don't seem like a big deal, but they are though, because it's all the little things that add up to make big things. So this healing is bringing in something stable for you. This healing is going to allow you an upgrade to where you're going to be able to physically do something. Maybe because of this healing is clearing out old mental and emotional clutter. And so now you have more space to create. You have more space for love. You have more space to put yourself out there. Maybe for some of you, this is ideas, but whatever this is something physical, tangible. But it's something moving really, really slow. You probably could have even gave up on this, and it's coming back around, because there's a lot about full circle moments. You could have even gave up on whatever this is, but now you're seeing how this healing has allowed you gradually over time to build. Because I'm seeing like putting money in a bank. You know when you have a little bit of like money in your bank, I don't know, like, I think my thing would do, like, if you have a little bit of money in your savings, and if you leave it in there and you don't touch it, like, it will start like compiling interest. Thank you, Spirit. Okay, so banks could be money is here, and y'all know Taurus rules the second house, which is about financial stability. It's about that money. It's about that coin. Okay, King of Swords is out here. As I was talking about mental, you know what? Masculine energy. Because I felt Archangel Michael. I got chills up my spine. I felt Archangel Michael. This feels like protection. This feels like proper masculine energy. It's like all those swords are coming out, and now this is here to create clarity. And since we've been talking about physical clarity, to be able to move and put your masculine energy into action in a healthy manner, because before you could have been moving from a space of survival, but this is not survival. This is like, I'm very clear about, and this feels like heavy masculine protection. This could be masculine ancestors and spirit guides. That is who I am picking up the presence for. So they could have a lot to do with this energy. Your masculine ancestors or spirit guides stepping in to assist you in the physical on this path. The sun is coming out. The sun wasn't out when I started this. I don't know if y'all seen, like, gradually, like, I have chills. I'm like cold, but I'm warm. I'm like, I want to laugh. I want to cry. There's so many emotions. Okay, that wanted to come out but didn't. But it was the Two of Cups reversed. So again, with the reciprocity, relationships that were not equally yoked, people who didn't really pour into you, though you poured a lot into them. Page of Swords, because you poured a lot into them. They're not equally yoked. Page of Swords would be like, you know, at the beginning, but even this being in a reverse, it gives a lot of frenemy energy. I don't like it. I feel like you dealt with a lot of people during that specific time period. You could have been around a lot of people, places, and spaces who exuded to you some kind of masculine energy, but it was unhealthy. Again, this goes back to living out of survival mode. So now those are things that could be coming back up again, because you are no longer a beginner. You're no longer at the beginning. You are no longer a beginner. And matters of this, heavy on mental. Heavy on ruling your mind, controlling your mind. Mercury energy is here, communication, okay? Maybe it's setting boundaries for yourself, speaking up for yourselves, making things clear, okay? Two of Pentacles. I had seen this upright in the deck. Let me see. No, it's reversed though. Yeah, there was an imbalance. A lot of this has to do with the imbalance. And now it's like there's a course correction happening. Judgment is, oh, okay, about to fall out. Judgment is here. There's like a course correction happening. You could feel like there could have been things that should have happened at those times. You were wondering, like, I don't understand why that didn't happen for me at that time. Those are things that are coming back around and they're happening now. And it feels like they should have happened then. But they're happening now because I want to say you're in the mindset, the mind state to be able to, I don't want to say you were immature back then, but you could have had a kind of naivety about you. Not in a, you weren't as aware as you are now. Because I feel like people masked really good then, but now you have this sense of awareness where they can't really get that past you. And so some of these lessons, these people, these places and things coming back around are expecting for you to show up in that same way, that past version of yourself, but that is not who you are anymore. So they are expecting this past version of you, and that's not who's showing up. Come on. Four of Pentacles in the reverse. This feels like a surrender kind of energy. I feel like these people were really holding on to this past version of you, and they were really trying to hold on to your energy. It almost gives like penny pinching energy. There's a lot of swords and pentacles out here, and then there's just this one 10 of cups that's in the reverse, and it's like now they have to let you go. I'm hearing what is that, the Prince of Egypt, the let my people go thing, when Moses was trying to lead them all into the promised land. I can't make this up. How's this want to be? One more time. Okay, Seven of Wands in the reverse. You could have felt like you used, that's what it is. You used to have to defend yourself and explain yourself. You no longer have to do that. Your energy could speak for itself. Ooh, your masculine protectors could speak for you. You no longer have to defend yourself. You no longer have to take actions to defend yourself, because this masculine energy is speaking for you. Your protectors are speaking for you. You don't have to lift a finger. You don't have to do anything. So these people, places, and things coming back around for you to spin the block. You don't have to worry about trying to fight them off. All you need to do is continue to work on this healing. Continue to let go of whatever it is. I can't make it up. Wheel of Fortune. The tables are turning. The cycles have changed. I seen 1313, Santa Muerte. Death could be significant. This is a transformation. This is a transition period. So something has to die in order for something else to be reborn. The Hermit is here. Again, the deepest, darkest parts, because Scorpio calls you to go, like, take the deepest, darkest dives. In order to find these transformations, you have to go within. You have to utilize your light. Like, that's your intuition. That's your awareness. Your inner guidance led you up until this point. Yeah, the Magician is out here in the reverse. So you could have been really in a time period where you were feeling disempowered. Or at that time you felt disempowered. There's a lot of things that's going to be switching, shifting. The wand will be placed back into your hands. I keep going back to this sword. So this full flower moon in Scorpio is about cycles, and of course the full moon is about things that need to be let go. So essentially this is saying any of those past hurts and past betrayals and things like that, any of those old ways of being and the ways that you existed, and that sense of naivety. And I'm almost getting like, it wasn't even really that you were like naive. It's like you didn't want to believe that, because you really wanted to see the best in others. So you didn't really want to believe that they could be like playing you in a sense, or they could be so cold, or you didn't want to believe, excuse me, that they were taking more than they were giving, or taking advantage of you, but they were. And so that's something that you're letting go of now, and you're healing that. And so for some of you, you could feel like because you went through that, you feel stupid, right? We feel stupid. I felt stupid when I experienced those things, and I'm thinking about like, why was I doing all of that? Like, I feel stupid. So now I have a fear of, I don't want to end up in a position that I did in the past. I don't want to end up doing that same thing that I know that hurt me. So it's like, if I let's say it was relationships, and you were like a serial relationship dater or person, and it's like, man, but I'm scared to pursue a relationship because I'm afraid that I'm going to not be able to stop myself in a relationship if I start again. I remember back in the past when I would get in relationships, I would move too fast, or I would have a bunch of different partners, and so now I'm afraid to be in relationships. Or back then I used to overindulge in eating, and so now I'm getting back into a state of like, you're getting into a space where you're supposed to be able to experience pleasure, right? Y'all know Taurus, we're all about the finer things in life and luxury, and that's whatever luxury means to you. It doesn't necessarily have to be expensive. I love being luxury on a budget, okay? Because resourceful is abundance. Y'all not ready to hear that though. But you could be in a space where those things happen in the past, and you're just afraid of putting yourself back in that position because you got yourself out of this. But what you don't know, or what you're not realizing, is you've already got yourself out of that. You've already healed those things. So yes, they're coming up to be refined. They're coming up to be refined, not necessarily to be fixed or healed again. You're grieving that past version of self because now you've done the work to work through that. You've changed your mindset, right? But your body doesn't know that. So your mind is still like, oh my gosh, I don't like, what if I end up in this position? You're not going to. You're a completely different person. You've done the work mentally and emotionally. Like, when you change your mindset, like, you really can't go back. Like, once you have a certain level of awareness, it's almost, if you have a certain level of awareness, it's almost impossible to go back to not having that level of awareness, in my experience. So this is a fear that needs to be let go of, essentially. Yeah, the world is out here. It's been taking its time to close out because of the fear that you have. But now that you have the awareness of this, I'm assuming when you're watching this, but now that we have this awareness, this is something that's going to be a little more easier. And you will know the thing that I'm talking about. You will know the person, you will know the place, you will know the thing, because it's coming back around. It's something that you thought you had given up on. It's something that you participated in 4 or 5 years ago. And you've gotten through, but now it's coming up again, and you're wondering, like, did I even actually do the healing work to get through that thing, or did I just gaslight myself? You're wondering, like, do I actually deserve this? So this now tangible opportunity that's coming in, you're wondering, like, is this real? Yes, it is. But that's why it's been taking its time to come into fruition, because this is the faith of a mustard seed, okay? You can move mountains with the faith of a mustard seed, but it takes time to have real faith, because you want to believe in your mind, but it's not until you take actionable steps in the physical that's the real faith. Because you want to believe in your mind, but if you are not actively acting on a specific way in the real world, I can't make this up, the Empress, if you're not actively acting on this way in the real world, you don't actually have faith, because you're not taking actionable steps. But you've been taking slow and steady steps, but it's happened so slowly, you don't know if you're doing the right, I don't know if I'm doing it right. Am I doing the right thing? Yes, you are. And you have a hella masculine energy behind you, like, on that. The Empress is out here. You are coming into a space where you're ready to receive, but you don't feel safe enough to receive because you're still unsure. Did I do everything that I needed to do to be in this position? Have I done everything I needed to do to be worthy of receiving? And the Empress, Venus, Taurus, yes, in this season. Am I worthy? Am I healed? Am I good enough? Did I do enough? Am I working hard enough? Do I deserve this? Yes. But that's what's coming up for you. Heavy energy on self-worth, okay? Final words, because this is, yeah, that's what I say. The magic wand is going back in your hand. Yeah. And you're taking actionable steps. Actionable, tangible steps to do this. To start that new diet, or to revisit that diet, to integrate, to balance out that diet, to start that workout routine, to start opening up to new friendships, or maybe you want to get back out there and start dating again, to have this self-love journey. Maybe you're trying a new self-care ritual, and you're trying, instead of going to get your hair and nails done, you're doing your own hair and nails. I don't know what you're doing, but you're doing it, and you've been doing it slowly but surely. And that can sometimes trick us into thinking things aren't happening. That's the thing. We're so used to things happening drastically that we feel like if it's not happening quick, fast, and in a hurry and chaotically, then is there really any change that's happening? And that's not true. True change happens slowly, gradually. True change is consistent. It's stability. Is firm, is foundational. True change is when you take an action and you do it every day, so that it becomes a habit and it becomes a routine, which then becomes ritual, and now you're doing it with ease. So you've actually taken this and implemented and integrated, and now you are embodying and you are doing that thing every day. Those are the habits. Those are the things that are revisiting, and it's like, do I have what it takes? Did I do? You did it. That's what this essentially is. And it seems so small but mighty. I see you. I see you. Queen of Cups. You need... Shut up. I'm done. That's it. Because that's the King of Cups. Yes, you have. You need more grace and compassion with yourself. As you are grieving these things that are coming up, you feel like because they're coming up for you, you are relapsing. You feel like when you think about something that happened in the past and it keeps coming up for you, you're like, oh my gosh, I'm relapsing. I shouldn't be thinking about this. And then you're afraid that you're going to manifest that into your current reality. But the truth is, you've done the mental work to the point where that does not happen to you anymore. That does not happen. You might feel stuck for a little bit, but you still have so much awareness that could never happen to you. But your heart has been battered and broken and beat up in the process. And I said there was nothing but pentacles and swords out here. And then there was the cups from earlier. This is the last cup card. And there's a couple wands for a little bit of action. That's what it is though. Just a little bit of action. Because you don't have to do a whole lot. This is mental. This is emotional. You need to be more gentle with yourself. And when I say you, I mean me. This reading is hitting so hard. Every time I get up here, it's not that I'm doing readings that necessarily resonate with me, but a lot of the times they do. But this is like, I'm in this with y'all. This is my collective. I don't have nothing to hide. I'm in this with you. I'm in a space where I need to be more gentle to myself. This King and Queen of Cups, this is masculine and feminine energy. This is union within that extends to union without. As within is without. We were talking about those relationships with those people, places, and the things that didn't pour back into us. You're coming into a time where you're going to meet people who are going to add up to you. You're not even gonna see it coming. You're gonna meet people though. They're gonna meet you where you are. You're gonna meet people that are gonna extend such love and kindness and grace and compassion and beauty to you, and you're gonna You're not going to believe it. And what you're going to do is you're going to want to self-sabotage it because you're going to get back into the mindset of the past. Am I worthy of this connection? Am I worthy of this person? Am I worthy for somebody to love me without me having to earn it? Am I worthy for someone to give to me without me having to overgive, or without me feeling like I have to pay them back, or like I am in some kind of debt? Because when things come back to us in the universe, it doesn't always come back from the same person, place, or thing that we put it into. Hear me clearly. You could have gave all this love to that ex from high school or something, I don't know, and then they never gave it back to you. But then you can meet a person like 10 years later, and that person gives you all that love, and you remember the version of you who gave all that back then, and now you're receiving all this, and you're like, I don't understand why I'm receiving all this love. I did nothing to be worthy of you. And it's like, remember 10 years ago when you gave somebody all this love and they didn't give it back to you? So now I'm sending you somebody who is repaying this. You earned it. And not even that you had to earn it, because you were worthy of love for simply existing. You deserve grace, kindness, and compassion. You deserve so much gentleness for simply existing, for simply being. That's never anything you have to earn. For somebody to treat you like a human being, human kindness, gentleness, love, that is the bare minimum. But you know, common sense isn't very common. So even though it should be the bare minimum, it's also very rare. I know. Ooh, I know, y'all. I know. Slow and steady wins the race. If you want to complete something, it is not, I'm going to sit down and write a whole book today, and that means that I did something. You could sit down and write a whole book today, and it doesn't equal up to anything that significant. But if I say I want to write a book and I write one page every single day, and then at the end of the year I have a 365 page book, I still did it. Whether I wrote 365 pages today, that probably weren't that good. Because why? Because I rushed it. It was probably chaotic. I pushed myself to the mental and emotional limits to get it done, the physical limits to get it done, instead of pacing myself. You took one action one day, and you did it for multiple days, until you created a habit, which then became a routine, which then became a ritual. It's your magic. You created your own magic. You took back your magic wand to create your life. You've been co-creating with the universe, because every single day, what you choose to do every single day is you telling the universe, hey, this is what I care about, because you do it every single day. Not because you did one project, you rushed and you put it out. The things that you care about, this message hitting, you nurtured and you cared for over time. Just like what? Just like a flower, right? As we talk about this flower moon, you didn't just plant the seeds and the flower grew that day. No. You planted the seeds, you watered them, you didn't see anything for a while, then you saw a little sprout, you made sure it had the right sunlight, maybe it had to have fertilizer or some kind of plant food, and then it grew more sprouts, and then it started to root, and then now there's one flower, and then there's two flowers, and then it grew into a whole big thing. That's what you've done. Excuse me. You're about to be reminded this month. I wanted to say of something that you gave up on, or something that you thought gave up on you. It did not. There was something that you have been working on that you thought gave up on you. And it didn't, because you took small steps every day. But you thought, because, man, I've been saying for so long, this has been supposed to happen for years. You've been saying for so long, this was supposed to happen, and I should have been here, and I should have been got it done, and it should have been this, and it didn't happen. So you thought it gave up on you. You thought it skipped over you. You thought it missed you. You thought you were crazy. You thought, maybe this is not something I was supposed to be working on, or maybe this was not something I was supposed to be doing or investing in, or a seed that I should have never started planting. But It didn't forget. Because even though you felt like you had to give up on it, you still took tangible steps every day, and you couldn't give up on it because you knew in your heart. But that's what made your heart close off. That's what started making you shrink. It couldn't close you off completely, because the kind of heart that you have, you don't quit. It doesn't know when to stop beating. But it started shrinking. It was, you guarded it, you protected your heart, because, man, every time I try to invest in something, it doesn't work out. You've been investing in you, and you're about to see it pay off. You're about to see it pay off. Because you chose to have the faith of a mustard seed. And now you have masculine energy backing and protecting you and showing up for you to bring this into fruition. To open your heart back up to full capacity. And that's beautiful to me. And we're going to end the message here, because that's not what I thought I was going to be doing, but that was highly... And I started this and I thought I kept hearing, because that's not fair. I'm such a good person. That's not fair. I gave my all. That's not fair. I kept my faith. It's not fair. I showed up. It's not fair. God, I listened to you when you said it was going to happen and it still hasn't happened. That's not fair. They still treat me this way. I still don't have it, God. It's not fair. You told me to do this because this was supposed to happen and it hasn't. It's not fair. It's happening. God didn't forget. And even when you wanted to give up, you didn't give up on God. You handed over the dream because you thought that it was over. So you turned in your magic wand and you thought, it's over for me. But even when you thought it was over, you still took steps every day toward yourself. Every single day, no matter how small. And it's paying off for you. I love y'all, man. I'm just so proud to be a vessel. I'm so grateful to be here. This message hits. I hope this finds you well. I love you guys. Happy flower full moon in Scorpio. This is beautiful. What the heck? Okay, bye.